Have you ever tried to hold a narcissist accountable for their actions, only to be met with defensiveness or denial? In today's video, we'll explore the intriguing psychology behind why narcissists struggle to accept their mistakes. From their deep-seated insecurities to their distorted self-image, we'll uncover the reasons that keep them trapped in a cycle of blame and avoidance. Join me as we delve into the mind of a narcissist and shed light on this puzzling behavior. Before diving into the ocean of knowledge, let me make it clear that I won't insist you to subscribe. If you enjoy the video, you will subscribe on your own. However, I do insist that you watch the video until the end and leave your review in the comment section. Now, let's get started. We can understand this topic from real-life example. Imagine a workplace scenario where a project led by a narcissistic manager fails. Instead of taking responsibility for poor planning, they shift the blame to their team, claiming lack of effort or incompetence. When confronted by a team member who points out their role in the failure, the manager reacts with anger, insisting that their leadership was flawless. This refusal to acknowledge their mistakes not only protects their fragile self-esteem, but also perpetuates a toxic environment where accountability is avoided. This example highlights how narcissists often deflect blame to maintain their self-image, leaving those around them frustrated and confused. What's the dark psychology behind this? Why a narcissist will never accept their mistake? Number 1. Fragile self-esteem. Narcissists possess a facade of confidence that often masks their fragile self-esteem. While they project an image of superiority and seek constant admiration, this bravado hides deep insecurities rooted in past criticisms or neglect. They fear failure. Profoundly admitting mistakes threatens their carefully constructed self-image, making them feel inadequate. To protect themselves, they employ defense mechanisms like denial, projection, and rationalization, refusing to accept any evidence of wrongdoing. This need for validation drives them to react defensively or aggressively when confronted, creating a cycle of shame and anger that further complicates their relationships. Ultimately, their fragile self-esteem not only hinders personal growth but also damages connections with others, as they struggle to engage authentically in meaningful interactions. Understanding this dynamic reveals the complexity behind their behavior and the challenges they pose to those around them. Number 2. Defense mechanisms. Narcissists employ a range of defense mechanisms to shield their fragile self-esteem and preserve their self-image. These psychological strategies help them navigate feelings of inadequacy and protect themselves from perceived threats. One of the most common mechanisms is denial, where narcissists refuse to acknowledge reality when faced with criticism or evidence of their mistakes. By outright denying their flaws or wrongdoings, they can avoid the discomfort of confronting uncomfortable truths about themselves. Another significant defense mechanism is projection. In this process, narcissists attribute their own undesirable traits or insecurities onto others. For instance, if they feel inadequate, they might accuse someone else of being insecure. This not only deflects attention from their own issues, but also allows them to maintain a sense of superiority by labeling others as flawed. Rationalization is also prevalent among narcissists. They often create elaborate justifications for their behavior, downplaying the significance of their mistakes or blaming external factors. This self-deception enables them to uphold positive self-image while avoiding accountability for their actions. Alongside this, blame shifting is a common tactic where they redirect responsibility onto others. By constructing a narrative that positions them as the victim, they evade taking ownership of their actions. Additionally, narcissists engage in idealization and devaluation. Initially, they may place others on a pedestal, viewing them as exceptional. However, if those individuals fail to meet their expectations or challenge them, they quickly shift to devaluing them, portraying them as worthless or incompetent. This cycle serves to protect the narcissist's self-esteem by reinforcing their sense of superiority. Minimization is another mechanism they use, where they downplay the importance or impact of their mistakes. By making light of the consequences of their actions, narcissists can maintain their self-image and avoid feelings of guilt or shame. Finally, aggression can manifest when narcissists perceive a threat to their self-esteem. This reactive anger serves to intimidate others and deflect attention away from their vulnerabilities. These defense mechanisms form a protective barrier around a narcissist's self-esteem, allowing them to navigate their internal conflicts without confronting their deeper feelings of inadequacy. However, these strategies often lead to toxic dynamics in relationships as they hinder genuine communication and accountability, leaving those around them feeling frustrated and confused. Understanding these mechanisms provides insight into the complexities of narcissistic behavior and the challenges it poses in interpersonal interactions. Number 3. Fear of failure. The fear of failure is a central theme in the psychology of narcissists, deeply intertwined with their fragile self-esteem. For narcissists, their self-worth is heavily dependent on external validation and a flawless self-image. This dependency creates a profound fear of failing or making mistakes, as such experiences threaten to expose their insecurities and undermine their carefully curated persona. This fear often manifests in various ways. When confronted with the possibility of failure, narcissists may become overly defensive, reacting with hostility or denial. They perceive any hint of criticism as an existential threat, compelling them to protect their self-image at all costs. This can lead to avoidance behaviors where they steer clear of challenges or opportunities that might risk their reputation. By avoiding situations where they might fail, narcissists can maintain the illusion of competence and superiority. Moreover, the fear of failure fuels a need for control. Narcissists often try to micromanage situations or people to ensure outcomes align with their expectations. This need for control stems from a desire to eliminate any potential for failure, further isolating them in their relationships. When they do not achieve the desired outcome, the resulting shame can be overwhelming, leading them to lash out at others or deny responsibility. Additionally, this fear can inhibit personal growth. Because narcissists are unwilling to acknowledge their mistakes, they miss out on valuable lessons that come from failure. Instead of using setbacks as opportunities for development, they remain trapped in a cycle of denial and blame, which ultimately stunts their emotional maturity and self-awareness. In summary, the fear of failure in narcissists is a significant barrier to their personal and relational well-being. It not only drives their defensive behaviors but also perpetuates a toxic cycle of avoidance and blame. Understanding this fear is crucial for comprehending the complexities of narcissistic behavior and its impact on their interactions with others. Number 4. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a psychological phenomenon that occurs when an individual experiences a conflict between their beliefs, values, or perceptions and their actions. For narcissists, this dissonance is particularly pronounced due to their need to maintain a grandiose self-image. When their behavior contradicts their self-perception of superiority or perfection, it creates significant internal discomfort. Narcissists often have an inflated sense of self-worth, believing they are exceptional or above others. When they make mistakes or are confronted with evidence of their failures, they face a clash between their self-image and the reality of their actions. This contradiction can be unsettling, leading to feelings of anxiety, guilt, or shame. To alleviate this discomfort, narcissists employ various defense mechanisms, such as denial, rationalization, or projection. By distorting the truth or shifting blame, they can protect their self-image and avoid the psychological pain associated with admitting fault. This dissonance not only affects their self-perception, but also influences their interactions with others. Narcissists may react defensively when faced with criticism, often attacking the accuser rather than reflecting on their behavior. This aggressive response serves to reinforce their self-image while deflecting attention from their failings. By refusing to acknowledge their mistakes, they maintain a facade of invulnerability, which further complicates their relationships and isolates them from genuine connection. Additionally, the cognitive dissonance experienced by narcissists can hinder their personal growth. Rather than learning from their experiences, they remain entrenched in a cycle of denial and blame. This avoidance of self-reflection prevents them from developing emotional maturity or self-awareness, ultimately trapping them in a pattern of unhealthy behavior. In conclusion, cognitive dissonance is a crucial aspect of narcissistic behavior, driving their need to protect a fragile self-image at all costs. Number 5. Control and manipulation. Control and manipulation are fundamental strategies employed by narcissists to maintain their sense of superiority and manage their relationships. These behaviors stem from their fragile self-esteem and deep-seated fears of vulnerability. Narcissists seek to dominate situations and people around them, ensuring that outcomes align with their desires and reinforce their inflated self-image. At the core of their need for control is a fear of being exposed or challenged. By manipulating others, narcissists create a narrative that positions them as powerful and in charge. This control can manifest in various ways, from overt tactics like intimidation and aggression to more subtle forms such as gaslighting. Gaslighting, for instance, involves distorting reality or denying the experiences of others, making them question their own perceptions and feelings. This tactic not only secures the narcissist's position, but also disorients the victim, making them more reliant on the narcissist for validation and support. Manipulation is often driven by a desire for admiration and affirmation. Narcissists may use charm and flattery to win over others, creating an image of themselves as charismatic and likable. However, this initial allure can quickly turn into exploitative behavior, as they seek to extract attention, resources, or emotional support from those around them. Once they have established control, they may shift to devaluing their targets, ensuring that the individual feels inadequate and dependent. The impact of these control and manipulation tactics can be devastating for victims. Relationships with narcissists often become toxic, characterized by confusion, self-doubt, and emotional distress. Victims may find themselves trapped in a cycle of idealization and devaluation, where they are first praised and then belittled, leaving them feeling powerless and uncertain about their worth. This dynamic can erode their self-esteem and lead to long-term psychological harm. Ultimately, the need for control and manipulation is a reflection of the narcissist's inner turmoil and insecurity. By dominating others, they attempt to mask their vulnerabilities and maintain a facade of strength. Understanding these behaviors is crucial for recognizing the complexities of narcissism and developing strategies to protect oneself from their detrimental effect. We've explored the reasons why narcissists struggle to accept their mistakes, but now I want to hear from you. Have you encountered someone with narcissistic traits who refused to take responsibility? How did it affect you and your relationship? Share your stories in the comments below. Your experiences can help others who might be going through similar situations, and together we can foster a deeper understanding of this complex topic. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into navigating narcissistic relationships. Remember, your voice matters, and your experiences are valid. Let's continue to raise awareness and support each other in the journey toward healthier, more authentic lives. Until next time, take care and stay strong.